Devon, get the mean tweets. Alright guys, welcome back. Fog Wrestling. Bully Ray is in the headlines today. He's been receiving a bunch of criticism, a bunch of mean tweets to people that probably wouldn't say shit to Bully Ray's face. But Bully Ray is being accused of being a bully, I guess. Not for the first time in his career, probably not for the last time in his career. Bully Ray recently had an issue. Well, I say issue. Issue's probably making it sound a lot worse than it was. Bully Ray basically said he would have liked to have seen Jon Moxley have a little bit more accountability for his actions in his recent promo. And instead of putting Bully Ray, words in Bully Ray's mouth, we'll just come out and we'll just say exactly what Bully Ray had to say. So this was it. And I quote, "I would have liked to have heard him say a bit of an apology to the AEW fans. You don't have to apologise to the boys, even though the boys do count on you. But any one of those guys and gals could have the same problems that you did. And trust me, I came up in an era where a slew of men and women had their demons. The fans expect a little bit more from you. What about the fans that bought tickets to see AEW and Jon Moxley while Jon Moxley was away taking care of his problems? I'm very happy that he left and took care of his problems, and he looked incredibly healthy last night. And I love everything that he said. I just would have loved to have heard a bit more accountability." End quote. So, for me, Bully Ray not really saying anything too bad there. In your opinion, what do you think? What's your 2 cents? What's your take on that?
I'll give you my 2 cents. I think what he said, there's nothing wrong with it. We just live in a shite bag age where you can't say hee-haw, can't take a shit without someone wanting you banned. And that's exactly what's going on here.
I feel the exact same way as Bully Ray. I mean, yeah, he doesn't really owe anybody shit.
Well, I disagree to an extent, because he said he had no problem with his promo. He told a fan to fuck off for no reason.
No, but I mean, the rest of it, to me, it felt like he was turning the shit that he done into like a work, you know, and it's like, I was talking about fighting demons, and I don't know.
Yeah. Pish. It's just, I've never rated Dean Ambrose, and I don't know. Bully Ray's getting shafted here for essentially no reason.
I mean, let's be real, the guy has taken time off. People probably have bought tickets to see Jon Moxley, and he's came out and cut a work promo about how he's been fighting demons, rather than maybe just, as Bully Ray said, maybe he could have just been like, you know, he could have maybe just said sorry, no harm in it, could have apologised. But here, that's Bully Ray's opinion. Doesn't mean Bully Ray's right. It doesn't mean that Bully Ray is wrong, but
also, on this show, AEW, they love shooting. That's all they fucking do. So why couldn't they have did it?
Yep.
Break the third wall. Oh, break down the forbidden alky bastard door. You know what I mean?
Yep, a fan shout out, "Get this piece of trash out the ring," which Jon Moxley told him to fuck off and asked security to remove him. Don't know if security did remove him, but I think that'd be absolutely disgraceful for a fan, to get moved out. I mean, you hear Ric Flair telling stories about how the fans wanted to kill wrestlers back in the day, and Jon Moxley is so thin-skinned that he's asking for a fan to be removed from the arena just because he said something mean. But anyway, so we've heard what Bully Ray had to say, and a lot of people weren't happy about it, including Jon Moxley. Now, Jon Moxley isn't saying anything because, of course, he's not going to say anything to Bully Ray in case Bully Ray comes down to Dynamite and fucking smashes him. Him and Devon come down and 3D him through the table. But Renee Young, or Renee Paquette, whatever you want to call her, Jon Moxley's wife, replied...
Worst commentator of all time.
Yeah, by far. I mean, there's some current bad ones, but she wins that award. She mentioned Bully Ray on Twitter and said, "Real bad take, Bully Ray with a thumbs down." And this brought out a reaction from Paige. I was going to call her a WWE star, but she hasn't been a star. She hasn't been relevant in about 7 years. So we'll just go with Twitch streamer Paige replied to Renee's comment and said, "There's a reason everyone prefers Devon. What an awful thing to say. First off, is it? And she said 2 awfuls. What an awful, awful thing to say. Is it really that awful to say? The fact that Jon Moxley was out abusing fucking alcohol and God knows what, and letting the company and the fans down. The fact that Bully Ray thinks that there maybe should have been an apology, is that really an awful thing to say?
No, in the way he worded it, he could have worded it a hell of a lot worse.
I know, I thought Bully Ray was actually being fucking kind. I thought Billy Ray was trying to be sensitive
What's
towards.
worse? Was she said about fucking him being worse than Devon, or what? I mean, or what's going on? What did he actually say? Like, even if he said it the other way about, we know why everyone thinks, but Billy. Like, I think Billy Ray is better, but I would have no problem with people thinking Devon's better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but anyway, right. I don't think what he said was an awful, awful thing to say. And secondly, I mean, does everyone really prefer Devon? I mean, really?
No, it's just bullshit. Because Billy Ray's got controversial opinions, Devon probably gets away with them because he's
black.
Devon Dudley, yo.
Alright, you know what? But I'll be honest, I haven't. Devon really doesn't come out and say much. But maybe that's just he's not an outspoken person.
And he works with WWE.
Yeah, so there's not much he really can say. But as a performer,
please call my name.
As a performer, it's definitely not true to say that everyone prefers Devon. I mean, that's very false.
Yeah.
I would say if you put up a poll and you had to vote on who was the better Dudley, I mean, I think Billy Ray.
Be like 90-10, if that.
Yeah, I think it would be high. I think it would be high. In my opinion,
it's nowhere near an HBK Genetti situation.
No, it's not an HBK Genetti, but if you look at the three tag teams that were prominent in the Attitude Era, the three new teams that came into the company, Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudleys. For me, the polls between Edge and Christian and the Hardys would be a lot closer. If you were asking who the favourite was, yep. I just think. But yeah, no, I like Devon, I like Billy Ray, so I'm not here to criticise one or.
They're both great.
Say one
They're
shit.
Both better than Jon Moxley.
But let's be real, Billy Ray was a world champ and had a great run in TNA, you know what I mean? So, and then Paige went on to send out another tweet saying, quote, "Hey guys, FYI, if you have to take time off to better yourself for very important health reasons, please make sure you apologise to Bubba for the time off," end quote. And again, that's just her barking up the wrong tree. Bubba never says that Jon Moxley owes him an apology. Why would Jon Moxley owe Bubba Ray an apology? He doesn't owe Bubba Ray shit. But at the same time, I think he does owe AEW an apology because that's the company that pays his wages. Fans have turned up.
WWE pays for his rehab. I never knew this, but apparently.
Well, does he not owe them a fucking thanks? Or that prick Eddie Kingston will be coming out and saying, "Oh, fuck WWE," or they only do it to look good.
Ah, well, guys, who gives a shit?
You know what? Stop
Paige,
it.
She's a fucking mess.
Yeah, she needs to go to rehab. But yeah, I see Tony Khan, he's got money, so why don't you let him pay for all the rehab? Vince McMahon, shut your wallet.
I think it's because he started to go when he was in WWE, so it's kind of, I don't know how it works, but that's why.
Some fan comments that got retweeted by Paige. Some people talking about the growing up with illnesses, mental illness and addiction. What Billy Ray said was out of order and all this. Some guy says Billy Ray can suck a weenie. I mean, would you say that to his face? Absolutely fucking not.
Suck a weenie? Fuck off.
But someone's Billy, and even that comment's gay. Billy Ray should be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers you shouldn't listen to. Nah, I mean, come on. 99% of the current roster you would fucking prefer not to listen to over Billy Ray. And then some guy called Brody Krang said, Billy Ray owes Jon Moxley and Renee an apology. First off, I don't think he owes Jon Moxley shit. It's his opinion. And secondly, he didn't even mention Renee. So how does he owe her an apology?
I don't know.
Jon Moxley's the one that fucked up. Jon Moxley's the one that had to go to rehab or whatever. If anyone owes apologies, in my opinion, it's Jon Moxley. I mean, Billy Ray doesn't owe shit, right, for voicing his opinion on what he thought of the Jon Moxley return promo on Dynamite. That's my opinion. Billy Ray hasn't done shit, but of course, we live in a PC
shite world,
virtue signalling, insensitive fucking shitebag world where you can't even have an opinion without people crying, and if it's anything to do with mental health, they'll just use any excuse and, oh, we can't blame Jon Moxley, can't do this, the guy had demons, the guy had issues. See, instead of like people, why? I don't think unless you start taking responsibility for your issues and your actions, then you're never. It's always going to be this lefty bullshit. Just blame it on mental health. How about just taking responsibility for your actions? That's all Billy Ray was saying.
I know.
I mean, is it okay for Benoit just to say, well, you know what? I had demons, so me killing my kid didn't matter.
It wasn't me.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
but it was when I was feeling down at the weekend, brother. I mean, load of pish. Just pin mental health and everything. It doesn't matter what you do.
If you look at the real men in the business, a lot of them have actually come out and admitted they were fucked, like William Regal. I don't know how many times have you seen William Regal come out in interviews and say that he was messed up and that he owes Vince McMahon for giving him a chance and all this stuff. And
I don't know, Elton John.
Eddie Guerrero was the same, but nah, Jon Moxley wants to cut it into a work promo where he's fighting demons in a Iron Man match. No, you're not, right? You fucked up, and that's the end of it. You let AEW and you let the fans down. Moxley, da-na-na-na-na. And that's the end.
Pish, Lee.
Hey, that's the end of this vid, guys. Let us know what you think down below. I don't think Bully's done anything wrong. That's it. Bully Ray just being controversial, just being himself, being outspoken. And a lot of people can't handle it. And honestly, see the people in the business today, how the fuck would these people have survived back in the 90s? Like, how would it have happened?
Never.
I mean, they'd have quit before they even got to the big leagues because their feelings would have been that hurt. No, they wouldn't even, the big leagues wouldn't have wanted them, but let's be real. Anyway, that's it. Jon Moxley, shite, he's going nowhere. He'll never be a world champion again. Got no future in the business, and Paige's only future's probably in porn. So there you go. People that have done nothing. Renee Young will never be behind a commentary desk unless she pays to be behind one because, worst commentator in the history of wrestling. That's it. Let us know your comments down below. And until next time.
Peace.
Aces at 8.